to us before I get into our talk is a reminder that our friends and neighbors in the Hindu tradition are celebrating Diwali. Diwali is the festival of lights, and it symbolizes the victory, the spiritual victory of Dharma over Adharma, light over darkness, good over evil, justice and liberation, and acknowledgement over ignorance. And I've always been drawn to this particular festival since I learned about it, because it is a festival of lights. And there's a lot of symbolism. But the main thing that resonates with me is the celebration of light over dark. And this, for me, is in alignment with the teachings and practices of science of mind. It's a celebration of moving from that darkness of doubt and fear that may have been imposed upon us by other traditions that we have come from, or just the general tenor of what is happening in the world around us. Moving from that light, moving from that darkness into the light. And the light is knowing that God is always with us, that the universe is for us, and it is never against us. Another tradition that I would like to acknowledge is during the month of November, we celebrate National Native American Heritage Month. And this is a time to celebrate the traditions, the languages, and the stories of Native American, Alaska Native, Native Hawaiian, and affiliated island communities to ensure that their histories and their contributions to a thriving universe, to a thriving planet, are passed on from generation to generation. And of course, those of us who are here in the Monterey area know that we are on native lands. And I acknowledge that I have not taken the time to acknowledge the various tribes that are indigenous to this area. But it's just a time to honor where we are on the planet, who came before us, what seeds were planted that we're now enjoying the benefit from, and what seeds we are to plant to move forward so that the generations that follow us can continue to thrive and pass along that rich heritage that we have as a family. And also a reminder for those of you who have not yet voted, Tuesday is Election Day. Voting is a powerful way to express our values and principles while shaping the world. And in Centers for Spiritual Living, which is the parent organization of, well, I do a little disclaimer here. We are still religious science. We still teach science of mind. We teach it under the organizational umbrella of Centers for Spiritual Living. And so what we stand for in Centers for Spiritual Living and in Science of Mind is our inclusive and empowering teachings. We believe in the importance of aligning our actions with our spiritual beliefs. And this is why we encourage each one, and the 100 Days to the Election program that we have been participating in is just another way of encouraging us to be in alignment with our spiritual principles and make choices for the candidates, for the propositions, for whatever other measures are on the ballot, to be informed and to make sure that we're casting our vote for those individuals and those propositions that are in alignment with our spiritual practices and values. We do not tell you who to vote for. We do not tell you how to vote. We know that as we engage in the democratic process and participate in elections, we create a more just and compassionate society wherever we live. So let's look at what Ernest Holmes has to say about abundance. And this is taken from the Essential Ernest on page 19. We see abundance in the universe. We cannot count the grains of sand on a single beach. The earth contains untold riches, and the very air is vibrant with power. And so I think what Ernest is saying to us is that As we embrace abundance within and around each of us, we are cultivating an abundance consciousness. And that's what this theme is all about, is creating this abundance consciousness and unlocking the limitless possibilities that await for us in this world of good and plenty. And so, shifting in today's topic, life is sweet, let it rise. We know abundance is all around us, and it shows up in ways that are known and unknown. Believing in our worthiness and the abundance surrounding us, we create a positive cycle that attracts more abundance into our lives and creates opportunities for us to be grateful. Science of Mind teaches us that our thoughts and our beliefs shape our reality, and we attract and manifest abundance in various forms. And I like this offering from Ernest Holmes from our Science of Mind textbook on page 414, paragraph 2. Thoughts are more than things. They are the cause of things, and things have no independent existence outside of a comprehending mind. And so again, I think what Ernest is saying to us and is reminding us that everything begins in mind. And we're talking about the spiritual mind that creates us, this one mind that we have an inlet and an outlet to. And so everything that we comprehend in mind is what begins within us. And so by creating this attitude of abundance, or this awareness that abundance is all around us, it stems from an inner to an outer viewpoint. Our consciousness is interconnected with the world around us. Again, this idea of the unity of one, that we're all one in spirit. So within this idea that we are one with the world around us, our thoughts and intentions have the potential to influence the outcomes that we experience. And there's, Science of Mind, along with other traditions, have their buzzwords or their own lexicography, if I'm saying that word correctly. But anyway, one of our buzzwords and buzz phrases in Science of Mind is change your thinking, change your life. And the truth behind that is we're all coming from the one mind. And so, as I shared earlier with the community before we went live, that in my meditation this morning, I was feeling a bit of sadness because I was reflecting on what had been incomplete in my life. And then I got this little spirit nudge that said shift. And so the shift for me was to be mindful of my posture and to just gently bring a smile to my face. And that changed the rest of that meditation practice. And so in looking at abundance, we have bountiful resources and natural beauty all around us. And that's one of the things that we take pride for living in the Monterey Bay Area, is the beauty and the natural abundance, the natural beauty that surrounds us. And I know that this natural beauty and bountiful resources are available to all people in all places. It's not just limited to Monterey. It's not limited to whatever geographic location that you find yourself in. The key is to remember and to encourage us to appreciate and to be in harmony with the natural world. And this is how we realize that life itself is a precious gift. When we are in harmony with ourselves, when we are in harmony with the natural world. Cultivating an attitude of gratitude and mindfulness allows us to savor the richness of each of our experiences and connecting us with the inherent sweetness that exists in every aspect of life. And as I was preparing this talk this morning, I had a flashback to my youthful days. And I remember the elders saying this about the sweetness of life. And they would say, baby, and that really is a term of endearment. baby, you know it gets sweeter and sweeter and sweeter as the days go by. And sometimes they would say it is gooder and gooder as the days go by. And so as I embrace this elder or wisdomhood in my own life experience, I have learned to appreciate the sweetness of every single moment. And that's not to say that I'm ignoring the challenges or the opportunities that come from living in this human experience. It's remembering that we are one with Spirit, and that as we navigate through the opportunities of this physical expression, we continue to remind ourselves that God is for us. And this is where the sweetness of life comes through. As I had mentioned earlier, our thoughts and our beliefs shape our experience of abundance and support us to maintain a positive mindset. And again, a positive mindset is not putting on our so-called rose-colored glasses and seeing everything is, it's all good, it's all good. That is spiritual bypass at its perfection, if there's perfection in spiritual bypass. But to say it's all good and use that as a scapegoat rather than acknowledging that there are some things that are not good in the moment. So when we're in that moment, we realize that, okay, I'm being bummed by this experience. This is not a good feeling. It's not the outcome that I was looking for. And yet, my positive attitude lets me know that on the other side of this, as I'm moving through this with Spirit as my guide, that it does get sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. And I don't know about you, but I've had occasions where, and a couple of these happened when I was traveling with a group. That's probably why I appreciate solo travel so much now. I was traveling with a group, and just the amount of pressure that is placed on someone who has said yes to being in a leadership position. It's like every crisis, it's like, I remember we were on an airplane headed for Europe, and it was Robert. And finally I said, I am changing my name. Solve your own problems. But now, looking back on that experience, what I bring forward is the joy and the excitement and the beauty of the experience. You know, what it was like to be with a touring choir and to sing in the Vatican, to sing at some of the other major Catholic churches in Rome. Let's see, we visited Rome, Assisi, and Florence. You know, those were the three main cities that we visited on that tour. And so just to be a part of that, to see the beauty, to see the artwork in the various cathedrals, to walk into St. Peter's and to see the awe of that facility. And I'm going to do a little non-spiritual plug here, but there is a movie out called Conclave. And if you haven't seen it, I encourage you to go and see it. Yes, I'll just say that. I encourage you to go see it. And maybe if some of you, after some of you have seen it, we can get together and maybe have a little discussion at one of our gatherings after service. Yeah, the movie is Conclave, and currently it is only in theaters. It is not on Netflix yet. Anyway, our abundance consciousness encourages us to maintain a positive mindset. And we practice this by focusing on possibilities and opportunities rather than dwelling on limitations and scarcity. And again, this takes us back to, as I mentioned at the beginning, within the Hindu tradition, there's the celebration of Diwali, which is the festival of lights. And it's the darkness, it's the light that has overcome the darkness. And so as we look at opportunities for living in this world of abundance, we dwell on our We dwell on our opportunities rather than looking at our limitations and scarcity. And we experience a world where there is enough to go around, and we approach each one of our challenges with optimism and resilience. Esther Hicks says this: the fastest way to bring more wonderful examples of abundance into your personal experience is to take constant note of the wonderful things that you already have. What we appreciate appreciates. What we appreciate appreciates. And so an abundance consciousness encourages us to be present and to practice acts of generosity and sharing. By giving and sharing our resources, our time, or our skills, we contribute to the cycle of abundance that benefits ourselves and others. And so abundance is more than just financial resources. Financial resource is one element of abundance, and it's a very nice element of abundance. Peace of mind is an element of abundance, another wonderful piece and idea of abundance. And so as we go within and redirect our focus from limitations to opportunities, this is where we find ways to give of our time and our talent and our skills. So it's more than just having money to donate, which is nice. But oftentimes it's that connection. And as we're continuing to emerge from the lockdown experience that we had a couple of years ago, we're beginning to realize that, yes, technology is great and it connects us in a certain way that we were not connected prior to the pandemic. And yet, what we also are longing for is this connection with one another. And this is why it is important for us to come together in spiritual community, to come together in person whenever there is an opportunity to do so, or to gather in person with family or friends, or to celebrate that physical connection with one another. As we look for evidence of gratitude in our lives, both financially and in the natural world, I take us back to our Science Mind textbook on page 403, paragraph 4, and Ernest Holmes wrote this: thoughts of lack manifest as limitation. Thoughts of abundance manifest as success and happiness. Failure and success are both two ends of the same stick. So we are at choice. We have this stick. If you want to do a visual, we have this stick. At one end is lack, and at one end is abundance. And sometimes the stick is in balance. It's in harmony. Both ends are in equilibrium with each other. And sometimes the stick is going to tilt towards the side of lack, and sometimes it's going to tilt towards the side of abundance. And so our thoughts are what generate the tilt of the stick. Regularly expressing gratitude for simple pleasures, for relationships, for opportunities, and for resources fosters within us a sense of contentment and fulfillment. And I want to share this story of abundance. And this is a story about a woman by the name of Osceola McCarty. Osceola McCarty. Born in 1908, Osceola was a remarkable woman who lived in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. She grew up in a culture where racial segregation and poverty were prevalent. Despite these challenges that she faced, Osceola possessed an extraordinary abundance mindset and an incredible spirit of generosity. The meager earnings that was her income from washing clothes in her local community really didn't allow her much in the terms of material possessions or wealth. However, she believed in the power of education and the importance of giving back. Throughout her life, Osceola lived frugally, saving a portion of what she earned. And she had a dream that she never wavered from, an unwavering desire to make a difference in the lives of others. She understood the value of education, having been deprived of the opportunity to pursue it herself due to not only the cultural restraints, but the financial constraints of the times in which she lived. In 1995, at the age of 87, Osceola made an astounding decision. With her savings totaling $150,000, she donated her entire life savings to the University of Southern Mississippi in Hattiesburg. Now, she made this donation in 1995 to the University of Southern Mississippi in Hattiesburg. However, the University of Southern Mississippi in Hattiesburg was not desegregated until 1965, some 30 years after her donation. This act of generosity was unprecedented, especially coming from someone who had very little material wealth. This is an example of giving without condition. This was a place where this abundance mindset and a way of giving back was to encourage those who were less fortunate, regardless of the racial identity that they had, or regardless of the policies and the politics of the University of Southern Mississippi. Her act of generosity was unprecedented. Her donation created the Osceola McCarty Scholarship, which was aimed at helping students from low-income backgrounds achieve their dreams of higher education. Her generosity touched the hearts of many, and she was honored with numerous awards and accolades, including an honorary doctorate from Harvard University. However, what mattered most to Osceola was her contributions' impact on young people's lives, giving them a chance to break the cycle of poverty through education. Osceola McCarty passed away in 1999, leaving a legacy of an abundance mindset and generosity. Her story is a powerful reminder that one's circumstances need not define their capacity to give and make a difference. And I want to emphasize that again because it is true for each and every one of us. Our circumstances need not define the capacity to give and to make a difference. Again, this gets back to giving of our time, our talent, our skills. Osceola McCarty's extraordinary selflessness inspires others today, reminding us of the power of generosity and its transformative impact on individuals and communities. And so wrapping this up, I'd just like to leave us with these thoughts. Shifting our mindset towards positivity and embracing a belief in abundance replaces limiting beliefs with empowering thoughts and a focus on opportunities, solutions, and the abundance surrounding us. Our spiritual practices support us in maintaining a positive focus. The next one is to trust in the natural flow of the universe, to release fear, doubt, and the need for control. Have faith that everything we need will come to us at the right time. Trust in the abundance nature of the universe and surrender to its wisdom. And with that, I invite us to say together now our affirmation for the week. The abundance of life flows in and around me. Let us say that again. The abundance of life flows in and around me. And I invite us to pray together. And the prayer that I share with you this morning is an example of the value of artificial intelligence. This is an AI prayer that was created for a treatment around the United States election. And I'd just like to let you know that within our spiritual organization, we have had concerns about AI and plagiarism. And as it now becomes more mainstream, practically everything we do online has an AI element to it. We're still reminded to check and to cite our sources. So this is a 5-step spiritual mind treatment that is artificially intelligent generated. And so let us take a breath as we prepare to move into this space. We begin with recognition. I recognize that there is one infinite presence, one universal spirit that governs all life. The spirit is the source of wisdom, love, and harmony, flowing through every individual and every situation. It is the essence of democracy, justice, and unity. Step 2 is our unification. I affirm that I am one with this divine presence. I am connected to all people, and together we are part of a greater whole. The qualities of this infinite spirit, intelligence, compassion, and clarity, are within me and within every voter, candidate, and leader in this election. Step 3 is our affirmation. I affirm that this upcoming election unfolds in a spirit of peace, fairness, and integrity. I see voters making informed, conscious choices that reflect their highest values. I declare that the process is transparent and just, allowing the voice of the people to be heard and honored. I envision leaders emerging who are guided by wisdom, compassion, and a commitment to the common good. I affirm that love and unity prevail over division and discord. In step 4, I move into Thanksgiving by giving thanks for the democratic process that allows us to express our voices and make choices. I'm grateful for the opportunity to participate in shaping our future and for the collective consciousness that is awakening to higher ideals. I celebrate the courage and integrity of those who stand for truth and justice. And step 5 is a release. I release this treatment into the law of mind, knowing that it is already done. I trust that the divine order is at work in this election, guiding every heart and mind toward a positive outcome. I let go of any fear or doubt, knowing that the Spirit is in control and that all is unfolding perfectly. I'd like to add my voice to this treatment, declaring that everything is unfolding in divine, right, and perfect order in the lives of each one. Whatever the experiences we are moving through, we're moving through with grace and ease and joy. And we're celebrating the outcome with a magnificent recognition of the abundant life that we live. And so it is. And I invite you to affirm this with me again by saying, and so it is, and so it is. And for those of you who would like to have a copy of this, if you go onto our website, montereycsl.org, and click on the newsletter icon, you can find this prayer, this treatment that is published in our current edition of the newsletter, in the event that you are not a subscriber. And so now is an opportunity for us to participate in the divine flow of circulation, a time of sharing our abundance that shows up in financial form, And we have a statement of abundance that I would like for us to share together now. I recognize the presence of God within as the source of my abundance. Out of my abundance consciousness flows everything I could desire in life. With gratitude and thanksgiving, I now participate in the flow of uninterrupted abundance. This prosperous experience is evidence of my abundance consciousness. And so it is. And again, with deep, deep gratitude, I appreciate and acknowledge everyone who donates to our spiritual community. You may donate by mail, and our address is on your screen. You may donate by text, and that information is on our screen and also on our website. And you may donate via our website at montereycsl.org/donate. Again, thank you for supporting us the way that you do as we continue to refine our programs and get this message of good news out into the world. And so just a quick reminder for those of us who are a part of our larger Facebook and YouTube communities, it is still not too late to join the 100 Days of Mindful Practice. You may text to join at 470-784-0250. And this is a daily affirmation, a daily positive encouragement that is sent out via text, or I believe you can also get it by email, that has been supporting us to recognize that we are not alone. We are one with all that there is. And then also on November the 17th, we have a special guest by the name of Brian Lotman. Brian is a self-described wandering monk, and he will be speaking from the topic Awakening the Heart. And he will also be providing the musical inspiration during our celebration service. And then following the service, beginning at noon, he will be hosting a satsang. Now the satsang will be live and in person only, and the suggested donation is $30 for that. And so we invite you to join us next week as we continue our November series, Abundance, and the topic is More Buns to Share. It'll be interesting to see how this unfolds. And so to our larger community in Facebook and YouTube, again, a reminder to click that button to subscribe, like us, and comment so that others may benefit from this wonderful life, this wonderful place that we call joy and peace and confidence. Thank you and good morning.